How do you coach yourself? One of the powers of coaching is that you can actually apply it to yourself. And I've been a coach for nearly 8.5 years now. And one of the things that I love about coaching is my own ability to be able to manage myself through moments where I feel stuck, to get myself unstuck and then back on track in life. And so I want to share with you some tips that you can take away straight away to coach yourself to even more success in your life. The first frame that we need to cover before we actually go into the steps is coaching only works if you take 100% responsibility for your life. Now, this is a frame that I love, is that you are 100% responsible for the results that you're creating in your life right now. Now, most people misunderstand what I mean here, and they think that means they're responsible for the country, the weather, the government, what happened to them when they were kids. That's not what I mean. There are things that are outside of our control. What I'm saying is you are responsible right now for how you respond. You're responsible for your response to those things. And ultimately, from a coaching point of view, we say you are responsible for the thoughts that you think. You're responsible for the meaning that you place on those thoughts. And that's what we're going to talk about today inside this little mini coaching session. And then you are also responsible for the actions that you take or that you don't take inside your life. That is called your circle of influence. These are the things in your world that you can influence. Outside of that, there may be a whole bunch of other things you're not responsible for. But those three things, they are within your circle of influence. So I want you to think about an event inside your life that has maybe caused you some challenge. Something that's happened and you may be not that happy with the outcome. It could be with you or with someone else. And then I want you to think about this. What did you make the event mean? What meaning did you give to that event? As coaches, one of the things that we look at is the fact that we are in control of the meaning that we place on events. The meaning that we place on event will then determine how we feel about it. Another way to say this is, what's the story that you're telling yourself about that event? For example, say for example, you've got someone and they had a car accident, and the meaning that they placed on that is that they're a horrible driver, they're doomed, they shouldn't be out on side the road, and they're gonna have a really bad year. Versus another person could be in the exact same accident, and the meaning they could place on it was, well, it was kind of a little bit annoying, it was an accident, and it is what it is, and now I'm gonna focus on something more positive inside my life, and I'm gonna start putting my energy on getting on with my life. We didn't have to change the event. All we had to do was change the meaning of the event. Now, I also want to encourage you to use this tool in your everyday life every day. For example, something could happen to you directly after this. You could have a conversation with someone, you could walk outside and you could be in traffic, the weather could change. You get to choose the meaning that you place on things. You know, a lot of people just go with the first thing that pops into their head. Say, for example, they've got a job interview and it's a really rainy day. They might go, you know what, this is a sign that it's not going to be my job. Or you could change that meaning. Put a more functional and resourceful meaning on it and say, this means that this is the perfect job for me and that I'm going to get this because it's right for me. Start to tell yourself the stories that you want to hear, because you are in control of the stories that you tell yourself. When we have this level of awareness, personal responsibility becomes so much easier, and we get to tell ourselves the stories that support us and champion us to be our best. If you have resonated with any of this and it's been useful for you, I want to encourage you to go ahead and click the link at the bottom of the video. You'll head over to another page where I'd love to invite you along to a live global broadcast where we're going to be talking about ideas like this, how we can bring them to life even more, how we can apply them to our own lives, and how we can share them in the lives of others. Go ahead and click the link below, and I trust I'll see you on the other side.